Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today is a little bit different. As you can see, we are in the Cayenne today, and today we are going to be solving a little issue with the infotainment system. So these cars, this is the PCM 3.1 system in these Cayennes. This is a 2016 958 Cayenne S, and these hard drives inside these PCMs tend to go bad. So we're gonna see if we can fix that today. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get some trim tools. Take your panel off here, and we're gonna disconnect the fuse for the PCM to take away the power to the radio. So what exactly we're gonna be doing today is we're going to be replacing the hard drive, like I said, but we're going to be replacing this old spin-up hard drive that these cars come with to a solid-state drive. So I bought a device that will clone the hard drive to a solid-state drive. First, I'm going to make sure that our hard drive is working because it's been giving us issues, and then I'm going to pull the fuse, and we're going to hope that it works. So I'm going to turn the key on and see if the navigation works. And if it works, then we're going to pull the fuse and try the process. All right, there we go. It's displaying the map, so it's working. So now I'm going to pull the fuse, and we are going to clone it, see if it works. Our handy dandy fuse puller right here from our panel. So it says that it's fuse number 51. So 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, it says it's a 10. So we'll grab this one right here. We're gonna put it where we know we can find it. And now to test to make sure that was the right fuse. Yep, no radio, no signal. Do we have anything else? No phone, no map, no. PCM is dark, so it's off. So it was the right fuse. So now let's start taking this baby apart. Now, before I get into this, I want to state again, by no means at all am I professional, and do I recommend that you do this to your vehicle. This is for entertainment purposes only, but this is just the way that I'm fixing my vehicle. So don't go out and say this is the new fix for all the Porsches with the 3.1 PCM. This is just the way that I'm doing it because I'm a college student and I can't afford to put a whole new PCM in this Cayenne. So the first step here is to get the vents out. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's a clip here, here, on all four corners inside. So you're going to stick a long screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, into these vents, pull the clips out on all four of these, and get these vents out. All right, there's one. So we're just going to turn that down towards the ground. Let it hang down. Be careful too to put it in it has foam on the back of it, so you can put it in a spot where it won't scratch your leather. So just grab the other side out too. I'm going to move the other side of the car to get the other side out. Well, that side came right out. That was nice. It was just like a video I watched too. The guy said that the passenger side came right out. All right, you might notice I put a towel right here too. It's so that as I'm taking this out, nothing can get scratched, because there's a lot of very scratchable pieces right here. So I want that to be nice and covered up as I'm taking this radio out, so that nothing gets bumped or scratched, because there's a lot of sharp plastic pieces as we're taking stuff out here. Now you're gonna get yourself a T27, I believe, yep. And there's 2 bolts on each side. I'm just gonna take them out. Now, I would always recommend leaving in the 2 top bolts pretty tight as you take the bottoms out, just so that the thing's not gonna fall out on you. You know, because remember, always put your bolts in a place where you're not gonna lose it. Because the last thing you want is this radio to fall out on you as you're taking it apart. So just be careful. Take care of what you're working on. All right, this thing just slid right out. I'm gonna actually stick it back in there and jump to the other side of the car so I don't have a steering wheel in front of me. And we're gonna unplug it, and I'm gonna take it inside, and we're gonna start taking the hard drive out because it's on the top right here. And it does have the factory seal. You can see that little piece of tape right there. So this radio is fully intact and it's never been worked on before, so that makes me feel a little bit better. So the hard drive is right here. So here's that factory seal that I was talking about, that little white sticker. So I think it's a T8 right here, just these two little bolts. So I'm trying to decide, there's a lot of wires in the back of this thing. I'm trying to decide if I want to just try to get it out right here and not have to mess with unplugging everything off the back, or if I do want to unplug the wires in the back, I mean, everything will just plug back in, so it's not that big of a deal, but let me decide. All right, so I decided for minimal room of error, I'm just gonna work on it like this. So I just snipped that seal, and I backed these bolts out of the top of the hard drive tray here, so let's open it up. All right, here we are, opened up here. Here's our issue, our little hard drive. So, yeah, I can't believe this is what is giving us the issues. I'm gonna have to figure out how to disconnect the ribbon here, and then we'll be able to take this inside and start working on it. All right, just had to call in the reinforcements for a second. Todd to help me disconnect this hard drive from this ribbon, because that makes me nervous, because that looks important and it's so delicate. But all right, we're gonna ease this radio back in, and then time to go inside with the hard drive. So done with the car for a second. Now time to do the technical part of cloning. All right, guys, it's the next day and we're done a little bit more research, so now we're gonna attempt to do it. So here's our old hard drive. Here's our new solid state. I'm not gonna open it until we're absolutely ready, but here's the cloning device. We got Emily's computer because my Mac doesn't have a USB, and we're about to try. All right, we got it in here. So we're about to turn it on and see if it pops up on the computer. Ready, Emily? Mm-hmm. All right, it's on. We got some lights blinking. Computer, please. Please. All right, we finally kind of figured out where we need to be, I'm pretty sure. All this stuff is like alien language to me though, and I think it is Emily as well, so we have no idea what's going on, but I think we're getting in the right direction. All right, so we got our disk initialized or whatever, our new hard drive. So, and it's recognizing the original Porsche hard drive here, and everything says that it's healthy. So now I think all that's left to do is click clone and let it do its thing, and we're gonna come back and see how it did. Here we go. Didn't do anything. We think that we've cracked the riddle of these directions here. So we think that we unplug from the computer and hold this button down for 3 seconds and then plug up to the computer after to make sure that all the data went over. So right now our disk 1 is empty, so we'll see. All right, we have more lights this time, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, we think we figured out what we were doing wrong. We think that we had these switched because we watched a video online of a guy doing something similar with a similar device, and we think we had them switched, but it's because the directions are really hard to read, but it's not because of the company. I think the company buys this device from a third party, which I know they do because Dead End Motorsports doesn't. I don't think they make this device, but all right, let's see. Yes, it's working. All right, it's cloning now. Let's go. The clone says it's done. So I think we're gonna plug it back up to the computer and make sure they both look the same. And then I think we might try to put it in the car. So it looks like everything's switched over here. So this too now has everything on it, and it says everything's healthy. So now time to get our new drive here and put it back in its tray and start putting it back together. I just got the hard drive, solid state drive back in this tray. Got it all mounted back up, and this little board back on the front for the ribbon. So let's run out there to the car real quick and see if we can get it back in. All right, so we're back in the car. Got this here, we're gonna pull the radio back out. We're gonna try to attach the ribbon back to this and put it back together. We just got our ribbon back connected in here. I feel like this is the most tedious part, but get this connected. All right, we just got that back in. Put these two little bolts back in. You always need to remember to put those on very gently. I always have a hard time with that because I always try to tighten the heck out of everything, but this kind of little stuff, you just snug it up. So now we're just gonna set it back in. I'm gonna plug the fuse in and we're gonna see if it worked. 2 top bolts are in, the radio's back in, fuse is still out. So now we are going to get the key. I'm gonna stick the fuse back in the side over here, and we're gonna do the test. And if we turn the key on and the Porsche crest comes on, then we're gonna know that at least the clone worked, and that will be a great accomplishment in itself. So let's see. All right, let's take this fuse back in here. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Click it. Oh my goodness.
See.
Cayenne.
Confirm.
Map. Oh.
It worked.
Oh. What? Do we have a map over here too? Oh.
Sure do.
Oh my goodness. All right, everything seems to be working. I was able to Bluetooth connect my phone. Maybe we'll go on a test drive or something real quick when we're running to town, just to see how it does with a drive cycle or two. Right now, everything's working, so and I think we did it.
We did it.
We did it. So, yeah, I guess we'll pop it back together, and that'll be it. Yeah, and it's also showing a current. I'll have to check the disc that we got with this kit, but it's showing an up-to-date version 4.76 PCM software, so I think we might have done it. Stick this thing back together real quick. I always catch myself in the absolute best working conditions, such as in the dark with a flashlight. So that's always great. But thankfully I have a great sidekick with me to help me. But yeah, I think we might have actually done it. But of course we'll go on a test drive. Time will be we'll definitely tell on what exactly has done here, but so far we might have actually done it. Make sure you're not pinching your wires or anything. And this side, grab it very carefully. The wires. All right, there we are. We have a working car again. And that is how you clone the Porsche 3.1 PCM system. with the $99 kit from, I'll show you guys the kit. It literally came with everything. They give you 5 or 6 different trim tools. I didn't even notice because I didn't really look through the kit that much, but I should have. I didn't even need any of these ratchets or anything like that. It came with, like I said, 5 or 6 trim tools to get your fuse panel out over here. Let's use our big bright Porsche lights over here. It came with a T27, right? Oh, T25 to get the radio bolts out. It came with our T8 to get the small bolts out of the radio itself to get the hard drive out. So this kit is completely all-inclusive. It's $99 opposed to $7,000 or something like that I was quoted from Porsche to fix this issue. So, I mean, of course, we just put this back together. 2 little tests with just turning the key on, so we don't know if it's actually fixed or not yet, but from what we can see, it is a successful switch from a hard drive to a solid state drive. So now we could say we have a modified radio, which is pretty cool. But thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we'll go show you the kit, and we will definitely show you their business card and how you can order the kit. But by no means am I saying this is the fix for everybody. And Porsche, don't come after me for saying this is the fix, because it's not. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is strictly entertainment purposes and how I fixed my own car, because I'm a broke college student and can't pay $7,000. But I appreciate these cars and I want to keep this car on the road. So this is how I fixed my car. So thanks. All right, guys, so here's the contents of the kit. This is everything that you get in your $99 kit from Dead End Motorsports here. So you get 5 different trim tools. You get 2 Porsche PCM 3.1 specific torque screwdrivers. You get a microfiber cloth. You get a system software update for the PCM 3.1, but I think mine is past that, but we'll see. And then you get your actual cloning device itself. Of course, you get your solid state drive disc, and this is the old original Porsche one, and then your direction book. But I will tell you, this is the only bad thing I have to say about this kit. The kit worked great, but the directions, this is not Dead End's fault, but the directions are a little bit hard to understand. But it could be operator error, but it also is because you can tell that it's not exactly, you can tell that Dead End buys this specific kit cloning device from a third party and then adds their specific tools for the PCM 3.1 and then sends it to you. But it's a great kit. I absolutely love it. I'm going to leave them a good review, and I'm very thankful that I was able to find this. So overall, great kit. Very appreciative. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you are interested in something like this, definitely go give Dead End Motorsports a look. There's their website, there's their email, and here's a QR code that you can scan. And thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.